Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Farm. Thinking right out here in my lab, and I'm in the book. I'm about to learn something today. You see this here? You know what that is? I thought I knew the pyramid. Okay, yeah, I'm the pyramid man. Excuse me. Let me get teaching hat on. Some call it dunce hat. I call it my teaching hat. Lines of perfection. The perfect man is the triangle. This is example, a symbol of this. It's going to get fun. Writism, 25 road to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's always a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. Oh, this is a doozy. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I ask the question: do you know you? When I'm through, that's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you know how to answer for yourself too, then I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them, don't be them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do. For you, appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do. Free you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself, and to my eye be true. If you know anything about me, you know pyramids is my thing. I've been studying these things over 30 years. The original one, Saqqara, the first step pyramid by Imhotep, Saqqara pyramid. So I'm big on pyramids, as you can see. This is the pyramid Giza. I'm missing one, but I put this in place of that. And this is in the right place. This represents the brain. Excuse me. This is P-Funk philosophy on the Great Pyramid of Giza of Egypt. Is a symbol of our brain. I have been doing pyramids. I've been in Egypt for over 30 years. I've never had it presented this way. This is a new one for me. I'm flabbergasted. But this is the whole purpose of learning. I'm what I learned is perfect what I do. Why? I got more information that I can use to make my point. They built this thing. I thought they built it for, some of y'all claim, and why they keep calling it tomb for the pharaoh? It ain't a damn tomb. Ain't a body been found in none of them. Why the hell y'all keep calling it tomb? Again, I've been in the last 2 days. I've been pyramid diligent on my stuff because I had this really, I didn't get this one. I had to do some work about this one, and now that I did that, I can get it. I got it right here. So you got to be able to understand it. But they put it to me where they say the pineal gland, which is a male concept, okay, that's the milk. In the land of milk and honey, the pineal gland secretes that white stuff. And the queen's chamber, which is the pituitary gland, feminine, the milk. The honey. No, we got the honey. They got the milk. But there's not a place that run with milk and honey. It's the mind. It's the concept of the brain. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Boy, they hit me with this one. This is like a good left hook. You don't see it coming, but when it hits you, you know you just been, you got me. Yeah, you got me. You go, man down, going down. A good left hook can do it to you. And this is the brain. They said the pyramid, again, I say praying hands, I say showing homage to God. There's also a radioactive. They use two chemicals to brew and send the microwaves up. But no, what we got a whole bunch of theories, whole bunch of concepts, and I know pretty much them all. But this one beats the cake. This one I didn't have in my repertoire. I do now. Oh, this is like a tool. I'm putting this in my toolbox. I mean, I got to use this. I got to. This is the brain. We know all about the stem. We know all about the hippocampus, the front part, the frontal lobe, orbital. We know all about this thing. But after 30 years of studying, I figured out what they was doing. Sorry it took so long. But they were breaking down the brain. Geniusly. Geniusly. I said I thought I knew everything about the pyramid. The day I found out a couple of days, I was so wrong. This concept wasn't in my repertoire. It is now. But that's what you mean by learning. When you objective and you study and learn, you can find a whole bunch of stuff like that. I thought I knew everything about this damn thing. Obviously, I didn't. I just learned one more page of it though. But that being the brain, I didn't see that. I'm still flabbergasted. I'm trying to work it in. I'm trying to conceptualize it. I didn't see that. And I'm still looking at the two. I see the pineal gland. I know. But it just would never, I didn't see that one coming. Like they say, yo, when you know you bob and weave, sometimes you bob and you weave, you run right into that what? Left hand, because why? You didn't see it coming. And when they do it right, set them up, hits them every time. Boom! Yeah. A good one to take you right out. But that's what they just did with me with some information. I use the boxing analogy because I'm still messed up by this one. I'm about to take you to the Bible concept, and everybody talks about the brain. I'm starting to realize they had the brain figured out. They really did. They really got the brain figured out. I thought the brain was the final frontier. Yeah, no. They've been had this thing figured out. All right. The Queen's Chamber represents the female aspect of the pituitary gland. The King's Chamber, male pineal gland. In the biblical term, that's the land that's flowing with milk and honey. That's you becoming conscious of who you are. How about that? When you raise your conscious level, you understand that the cerebral spinal fluid and the honey from the female are symbolical. Now let's talk about this. I've been saving this guy here. Everybody know who he is. Okay. If you don't, I'll break it down. But talk about this one right here. I'm going page for page. I'm not deviating. Nope. I'm taking one page at a time. And this says the temple of God in the Bible. They're breaking down, the Bible was breaking down man's brain and where God dwells. They tell you, what's this? It says the temple of God in the Bible. The side of the head regions are called temples. Right here. We got two of them, left and right temple, right? And the phrase is, God dwells in a temple not made with human hands. The building not constructed with human hands. You want to be one of the bricks in the wall. You want to be part as the mason. We want to be one of them. Get it conceptually, understand it philosophically. But they breaking down the brain again from the aspect of the upper room. That's a phrase they use in the Bible. That's your head. The inner chamber. Again, your head. The land, wait a minute. The upper room, pineal gland, King's Chamber. The inner chamber, women's chamber, aka pineal gland, pituitary gland, put them together. That's the land that's flowing with milk and honey. Mount Zion. Everything is Mount. Y'all think it's an actual place. Mount Zion is the mind. The Lamb of God. That's the baby ram. The cherubims. That's the cerebellum, the black part of the brain. Okay? But they show you the cherubims are two angels covering what? The Ark of the Covenant. What's it in the Ark of the Covenant? Pineal gland. A lot of Christians don't even know that. I done asked every Christian I know, Everybody said God's laws and everybody got everything. All of them wrong. That goes to show you they don't know. I ain't ragging, just bringing information and knowledge. It's the pineal gland. That represents God. Again, swing and a miss. All right, let's talk about this Bible, the temple, and the God of the Bible. Even the Bible tells you where God is. I don't read it, I don't subscribe to it, but watch this. When the Bible states in Matthew 21:12, Jesus went into the temple of God. Where is the temple of God? Was it a place in Golgotha, wherever? Yeah, we know Golgotha is the body, again, symbolical place. But where's the temple of God? Do you know? It says this should not be interpreted or misunderstood merely as what? A reference to a physical building. Stop literalizing the Bible. Jesus himself clarifies in Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 3:16. It says, do you not know that you are, Masonic brothers, Solomon's temple, the temple of God? They built the temple so God would come in presence. They got all that right, but y'all just misinterpreted. Y'all think it's a little building, and no, it's all symbolical, mythological, allegorical for you to learn, to conceptualize, and get out really the inner understanding we call insight and self-knowledge. This suggests what? That the temple that Jesus speaks of is symbolical, not literal, but it's in your what? Inner self. God hides himself in man. And what better place could he hide between what? The two hemispheres of the brain, the two cherubims. See where we're going with this? It's symbolical. And I'm not a Christian, I ain't a pastor, but I can teach that too. Well, I understand it. Watch this. And your inner self. That's where God dwells. The sacred space within what? Each person. Where one can what? Connect with God. How can you connect with God? Let me tell you, the pineal gland, open your third eye, become conscious with studying, living right, and functioning as a decent human being. It automatically happens for you. That's why, and that's how. Christ told you, I am the only way. Yeah, the way he's telling you is the way it is. He ain't lied. I ain't say he wrong. No. It's just I'm saying y'all really misinterpret it and misunderstand it and won't be honest enough to say, yeah, maybe I think we might have literalized it a little too far. You think? Ain't no man gonna die and come back in 3 days. Some could. There we go back. No, stop with that. The S-U-N, that thing in the sky, because that's what it does. It sits dormant for 3 days and comes back. That's not just symbolical. That's nature. That's a fact. Y'all wanted to make it a human being. That's where you messed up at. I keep trying to make that point here, and it ain't going to change why y'all got it wrong. 2,000 years, you're still doing the same lie. Come on, the jig is up. Okay, what they say, when you lie, you don't die. What? Just keep going. Trump know that. He's going to keep going. He ain't going to stop. He doubled down on the lie. Yeah, he going to keep going. Court say he wrong. Okay. See, again, a liar or a lie and never deny. Okay, so don't try to stop him from lying. It ain't going to happen. It's in him. Okay, know who you're dealing with, let him be. All right, but the misinterpretation, watch this. He's showing you right here. Now, do you know that you know the temple of God? Okay, now when Jesus enters the temple, it's symbolic of what? Wait a minute, whoa. And we speak of is symbolic of the inner self and the sacred space within what? Each person has the right to get to God. I tell you, if it's 9 billion people, it's 9 billion ways to God. When Jesus enters the temple, is the physical little? No, it symbolizes symbolically the act of what? Turning inward. I had to go inside myself when I was in solitary confinement for 60 days. Or a lot of search searching there. When you got nowhere else to go. Let me get that back to the pyramid. The pyramid was an initiation camp. You would go into the king's chamber and you would stay there for 72 hours, 3 days. Sound familiar? You're dead for 3 days. You're dormant in nothing but what? Your thoughts. That was initiation to teach them how to what? Deal with themselves. After 60 days to just me, I knew a lot about myself, okay? And that's the purpose, but some people do, some people don't, all right? But when he entered two, they show he going deep into himself. And that means what? He's seeking a deep connection with what? With the divine presence that resides within all of us. He said his Father and I are one. I tell you, God and I are one. Same thing. Same thing. Okay? And this connection with who? God, his Father. You can, he told you this, I told you he had a right on, can only be achieved when what? When your mind is free from ignorance and distractions of what? Negative thoughts, wrong thinking, allowing now your higher aspects of your consciousness to what? Awaken. It's dormant, it's sleep. You have to wake it up with what? Righteous knowledge and studying and being your best person. And this inner journey is essential for you to have what we call spiritual and mental growth and understanding of oneself. What you need is inside you. Who you're looking for is inside you. They've been saying it. The Bible ain't been wrong yet. This is biblical stuff. I told you this is from the Bible. This ain't my stuff. I'm a preacher with my partner, my dude would be proud of me. You quote verse from the Bible? No, I'm just reading concepts, my man. Don't get it twisted. That's your job. All right. But now, right here, as Jesus leaves the temple, what are he doing? He declaring, I'll tell you the truth. Not one stone here will be left on another. Every one will be torn down. Here, he is emphasizing what? The physical building. Damn the building. It will be torn down. That don't do nothing. What? God don't dwell in buildings made with human hands. He in the temple not made with human hands. And which people often consider what? Sacred churches. No, it ain't. It's a meeting place for people who are spiritually on the same level, and they go there and they bring the spirit with them. I know that. Don't you? Oh, come on. And what's often considered sacred, but are ultimately temporary and what? Insignificant. The building don't meet. The church can burn down. That don't mean the congregation going what? Freak out? No. You got to find another meeting place. That's all. Still do what we do. God didn't die with the church. That's what Jesus is telling you. I forgot that. But now these structures, the buildings, will eventually crumble. Okay? And every stone will erode away. Again, true. But true worship and connection with God do not depend on any external temples, buildings. Instead, they require turning inward, entering one's own temple and the mind and connecting with the divine source that lies within. You can't find God out there. You look in all the wrong places. God is internal. That's what they've been saying. That's what I've been saying. So I agree with them 100%. I was pissed because I'm saying, if you take God out of man, I can't roll with you. But I'm seeing instances where y'all got a clear understanding, so I give you props. Again, if I'm going to talk about you, if it's bad, it's bad. But if it's good, I'm going to give you props too. Again, I ain't a one-way dude. I'm a fair, equal opportunist. When it's good, I'll let you know if it's bad. I'm going to let you know. I don't give a damn. It'll make a difference to me. In Luke, back to the Bible, watch this. Luke on 11:52, Jesus says, for you have taken away the key of knowledge. What you mean? You did not enter in yourself. You thought God was in the building, no, he's not. He's inside you. So you threw away the key of knowledge. Why? And pointing out that the key to spiritual knowledge, practicing spiritual disciplines and laws that govern it, and spiritual enlightenment is lost when you fail to turn inward. If you go anywhere other than here, you are going the wrong way. Moving on. And it says here. Okay. The key to this knowledge lies where? In the daily practice of what? Going within. Before I freak out. My daily practice of meditation, a little bit of prayer, a lot of meditation, and righteous and selfless or service I'm doing in daily life, that's going inside. I'm doing it for the purpose of having him recognize my good deeds, my righteous living. And he will reward you for that. I tell you all, I ain't a being preacher to tell you that. Moving on, let me wrap this up. I see the clock. And again, if you go anywhere other than inside, my man with the show, Deep Diving, he's telling you, go inside yourself. I agree with him 100% too. But furthermore, in Luke, he says what? Jesus advises, when thou prayest, I do it every day, enter into thine inner chamber. What do you think that is? And having shut thy door, having shut thy door, what you mean? The inner chamber represents your mind closing the door, signifying quieting the thoughts that will prevent you from accessing your higher levels of consciousness. I was saying here, but the idea is to shut out what? All the negative thoughts, all the random thoughts and the wrong thinking, and let your mind free itself by just being itself. It will do its own thing when you put it in that position. And by what? By once you close these eyes, what happens? The third eye takes over. Your inner vision takes over. That's how you're going inside yourself. I can see inside me. I don't need to see outside me to see me. And silencing your mind. I love my mother. She says she can't meditate because she can't silence her mind. At 87 years old, I ain't trying to convert her to no, mom, whatever works for you, okay, I can't help you. Simple. If you can't control what you got to control, ain't nothing I can do. Simple. I'll let it be. Love you. And when we open ourselves to a deeper connection with God, what happens? Now you're allowing your consciousness to what? Expand and reach new heights of spiritual understanding. And this is biblical. You got me raising up from a biblical verse, and I'm understanding the verse. I'm applying 100% in compliance. I fully understand what they're saying. I didn't read the Bible. I don't study the Bible. Okay, so I'm like, y'all getting, and y'all, see, that's what gets me crazy. I understand now how my dude, I get it from him. But the rest of y'all fall way short. Y'all ain't even close. Jeez, watch this. Expanding your mind to reach newer heights, aka spiritual enlightenment or understanding. But this is an inner journey. Is the true path to what? Worship and connection with the divine, aka God. It takes work for you from the inside, and I've been teaching that for the last 5-6 years now. The Bible been doing it for 2,000, and y'all didn't figure. Calm down. Let me wrap it up before I lose my mind. But the Bible, I'm starting to see some things that I'm particularly fond of. That I made that. No, I ain't. Stop telling that lie. Don't do that. Okay, no. I'm understanding what's presented to me. How about that? I'll go that far. Nothing I read in this stuff right here that I don't agree with or don't furthermore understand. I fully understand from my perspective, but this is yours, and I understand yours too. Kudos to you. Respect. Now, the Bible, let me say this to you, Bible thumpers, and let me say it to you in all earnest and respect. The Bible is a spiritual and a psychological text that conceals and teachings with parables, mythological stories, symbolical and metaphors. Why? It is for wisdom, and it is not always, listen, the message and lessons is not always meant to be taken literally. Once you understand that part about that book, you'll be fine. Why? Because me doing that, everything he said, I ain't got a problem with. Not a bit. And to top it off, when you don't take it literal, but when you fully understand the deeper and more introspective levels of what oneself, hence know thyself. When you reach that level, you have made it where you need to be. What? Become one with God. And that's the biblical concept. I ain't got a problem with that. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. I always enjoy giving them. And then close them, right thinkers. May you all live to be 100. Me, 100 miles a day. So another one of my right thinkers who got a different perspective with that great pyramid of Egypt and the temple of God in the Bible have passed away. Boy, I'll be right back. We about to get serious now. For those who don't know, they call him Baphomet. He's the ultimate, symbol. I'll be right back.